Hey everybody, I'm back. This time I'm here with Luke Cage, aka Power Man, like I said before. Right now I'm building his base. I'm building this part from scratch. Now I did the bus base um, from 3D printing, but the actual base to the sculpture is way too big to be printing. So I got some foam board from Lowe's, and I got some other materials like um, plaster, aluminum foil, masking tape, uh, air drying clay, and a hot glue gun, all kind of stuff to help this project move along. It's been a it's been a long one because all the parts just take forever to print, and I don't have a month to print a base because of other things that I have going on. So here, what I did, I cut out the shape of the bottom of the brick wall, and now I'm gluing those pieces together, and I'm gonna engrave some bricks on them. So now that matches up a little bit, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's a brick wall that's breaking. What I did here is just cut out that groove that the key has made, so that it'll just slip in, and I'll just plaster over it. Easy day. Carve some of that out, make a little bit more room for my pieces to fit. And now that I see they fit, I get my hot glue gun and piece them together. Boom. All right, make sure the gaps are filled with some hot glue so that it doesn't come apart. And now I'm just drawing the bricks in, and then I'll go back and score it. I'll just use my Dremel to score it. There's my Dremel. And you can see that I use some milliput for some of the spaces where I didn't add a hole for the drain holes and when I was 3D printing my project. If you don't add enough drain holes, it's gonna make its own drain hole or become a complete failure. So if you don't, like I said, if you don't add a drain hole, it's gonna make its own drain hole. So I know that some of us don't want to mess up the detail, but if you can sculpt a little bit, just sacrifice some of the detail for a nice print. That's my advice. So here I'm just mixing up some milliput, and I'm gonna fill in all the things that aren't appealing to me. You gotta work this stuff. You have a lot of working time with milliput, so you can take your time and look for all the damage and be creative if you want to. But make sure you wash your hands. I don't use gloves with milliput because it keeps pulling at the glove, and it becomes a bigger mess than it should be. So I just I wash my hands, and I use some chemicals to get that stuff off me. Some handy wipes, like garage type handy wipes, are good for that, getting that stuff off. So now I'm just sculpting and making sure that they fit in the grooves and are the shape of the bricks that's already there. And cut some of the excess away. Not access, but excess. Alright, so here, while I have his body available, I just fill in the seams where I glued him together, and the seams are showing. I don't want those to be seen. And there are some blemishes from the printing process on him, so I just make sure I fix all those now and do that before I go on. And you can see here, as I explained later in the video, this is how I was able to match up the waist and his torso. So I just make a little ring around there and push the torso down on some saran wrap, and it makes the mold for me. Simple as that. So I let that air dry for a few hours and come back, and it's solid as a rock. Here, I thought I could make some indentations on the bricks to make them match up to the printed bricks, but nah, that wasn't so good. Even tried it with a Dremel. That didn't look good either. So what I ended up doing, I just went over it with some plaster later on after I sealed this with some resin. It's not going to be seen much because it's going to be behind some exploded land, so it didn't really matter on that. So now with my landmass, I just do like we did in art school, where if you're making a sculpture, land, whatever, you can take some aluminum foil and build your base up and get all the shapes that you need, and you're in there. Then after that, I take some masking tape and tape it down. Hot glue really didn't do anything for me except hold it together for a few seconds. I should have used my bigger hot glue gun also, but this is the one I had available. Now what I'm doing here, I'm making sure that the body will be able to stand up straight, and I create the correct hole for the key. I attempted to use this blue painter's tape. It did not work. And I searched the house for some white masking tape, and I had better luck finding it at Lowe's. So I got me actually, I didn't go to Lowe's. I went to Rose's, and I got me a couple of rolls for like $6. The project costs enough with all the resin that I use. Might as well save some money here and there. But this definitely did the trick. Now you can see I'm taking some of the printed parts and adding them there and putting them in place. I'm gonna UV resin all this stuff while it's there, solidify it, and then come over it with some stronger material after that. And now that everything is taking shape, I use my my resin and brush it on, and then I'll cure it with my light. if you want better results than the UV light, um, still set it with the UV light. Then the next day, set it outside for a little bit so that the sun can cure all that resin that wants to hide in cracks and still slide around once you get this thing set up. So now I'm reinforcing it with some paper towels, and I'm just dabbing on and letting that UV resin soak through the paper towel and stick like I'm doing a fiberglass lay. It's almost the same stuff. But I don't have the fumes in my house right now that I would normally get with some fiberglass resin. All right, you guys didn't see me do my stones on camera. I did them while it was off, but I just took some clay, shaped it into little rocks, and placed them all over the place. then once they air dried, you want to come back and because they're gonna fall off unless you're sticking them on some good fiberglass resin or something. But they're gonna fall off once they're air dried, and you're gonna have to re-glue them back on. So that's what I did here, and now I'm going over them with some UV resin, just so they can have the same consistency as the rest of the model build, and you wouldn't be able to tell if it was resin or not. And then once I've done this, I took her outside after curing the light inside for a second. But I took them outside, and now I got a solid piece. So what I did, took some Bondo, and I filled that hole and put some Vaseline around this pin. And I actually put a steel metal rod to pin his leg inside that boot, and one straight up his whole entire right leg, from the sole of the boot all the way up to the hip. So now that is key, fits right in there, no issues. Boom. Really is 4 points leading the way. It's like a month into this project, and I'm getting there. So stay tuned. Okay, here's a recap of what I've done so far. So I originally printed the base, 2 bases, and I printed two busts. And I didn't realize that the actual diorama was gonna be like this, because I didn't really care for him throwing the car. I didn't really like that pose. So when the diorama of him and Power Man, this is Power Man, but the Iron Fist came out, I was like, oh man, that's the pose I want. So what I did was I went into my computer program, and I took the Iron Fist out, but it was a lot to print. So what I did, I built this base from scratch using aluminum foil, tape, plaster, resin, and air drying clay. And I printed some of the parts from the original base and added them to my new base, and this is what I got. So he is, I believe, he's more than a third scale. he's big. But so what I can do here, I put, let me take his head off before that falls. I put magnets in the waist, and I elevated that waist a little bit. So what I can do is, when I'm bored with that bus, I swap out, and I can switch it out to that bus. And what I did, I went in to I forgot what it wasn't Mesh Mixer. It was I think it 3D Build in Windows, and I cut the waist off of this one, the diorama's waist, and I cut the waist off of the bus waist, and I merged them, and then matched the waist up, put a little putty filler in there, and here we go. I got magnets in there, and now I'm able to swap them out when I'm bored. All right, so stay tuned for this build. It's coming. I'm working on this, and I'm working on the Voltron right now, and some of the stuff that I need to get ready for Comic-Con in May. So you guys stay tuned, and if you like this, hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll be with you shortly with the other content. All right, peace out.